hello, everyone, and welcome back to Cyrus Webb Presents. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. For those tuning in on Amazon, welcome to the broadcast. If you guys are new to us, make sure you guys do hit that follow button. You'll see it either here in this corner or down below. You will also see the books by our next guest. I'm really excited about this segment as we're kind of concluding this year. We're excited to welcome back Chanelle, Coleman, Wesley to our broadcast. You guys know, of course, as the author of the book, She Said Yes to Herself Unapologetically. This year, we've been talking a lot about this book. She said yes to herself unapologetically, Empower Her Guide, that she was able to collab with some amazing authors. But she's an individual who's been able to empower women, to inspire them, sharing her own story and being able to light the way for those that may find themselves in dark places. We're going to talk to Chanelle not only about this year, but also what it's been like for her to do work that she loves, but also what it's been like for her to be able to empower others as well. Chanelle, welcome back to the broadcast.
Hi, Cyrus. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be able to be here and connect with you on today.
And look, the pleasure is definitely all mine. So you've had quite the year, Chanelle. I want to talk about this because, when you and I first met, it was with your book, She Said Yes to Herself Unapologetically, that really shared your story and your own tips and inspirations. But now you've really have expanded that brand from being able, of course, to be able to have workshops. And now, of course, to have the Empower Her Guide. What has it been like for you to see the way that this message is resonating with others, especially women?
Cyrus, has really been amazing just being able to meet so many amazing women, hear their stories, to be able to see it resonate so well with women, for it to be something that's really kind of helping women just kind of find that inner strength to be able to keep going despite the different challenges that they've met. It's just really been an amazing ride, something that I'm very proud about.
Yeah. And so for yourself then, Chanelle, when you first began the journey, when you start sharing your truth, I'm gonna go ahead in the Amazon side, go ahead and highlight your book, She Said Yes to Herself Unapologetically. Did you know at the time it was going to be a movement, or did it just take off from there?
The first book, She Said Yes, I felt like it was something that resonated with women because I feel like that's just conversation as women we have. We think we're just used to being nurturers. That's why kind of how we're built. That we kind of check out on ourselves. We're really more invested into serving others and putting our wants and our needs and desires on the back burner. And so it's really coming to us, I guess, a coming of age story, not really, where you just kind of get to a space where you're like, you know what, some things have got to change. I really have to be intentional about seeing about myself, about making sure that my cup is full and overflowing so that my gift to others is the gift of that overflow. And so just hearing people's feedback when we said it, it was just amazing. It just kind of developed into summits, and then it was just a natural progression for it to become an anthology. So it's just been an amazing, amazing ride.
Love that. Laquita's joining us on Facebook. She says hello to you, Chanelle, and also Manswell's there on Facebook as well. He says hello to you as well. And that's the other thing. You've been able to build this tribe of individuals, and it's been great for me to watch, Chanelle, and I know other people too, who not only rally and support you, but you also are there to support as well, like Laquita. What has that been like for you to know that by sharing your story, sharing your truth, you have kind of formed this sisterhood that has grown literally around the world?
It's been amazing. Everybody needs themselves a Laquita. Laquita Parks is the publisher for this book. And when I tell you, you need someone sometimes to match your crazy. When you're thinking about doing something, stepping outside of your comfort zone, something that you haven't done before, and you're telling a person like, you know what, hey, I want to do a virtual summit. Not only do I want to do a virtual summit, I want to do it in like 3 to 4 weeks, and we haven't started any planning or anything. It's a person just to step in and say, yes, I think that's an absolutely great idea. Let's do it. I'll do it with you. It's amazing. And so I'll forever be thankful to Laquita. The connection and friendship that we've grown has just been something that's personally added to me as well as professionally. From there, we were able to connect with Dr. Velma Bagby. Because of that relationship is actually how I got an opportunity to connect with you, Cyrus. And so it's just come full circle, being able to connect with so many amazing powerhouses, Kate Thurman, Lachelle Atkins, just so many powerful women who are sharing their stories, are speaking about truths, some of them, for the first time. And so that just really has been something that's really just something that's empowered me, that people are taking ownership of their stories and being able to control their own narratives.
Love that. Hello to you, Leisha. Leisha Sadler is joining us intriguing moves as well. She says hello. Manswell says I match his crazy. Look, I think I match anyone's
You
crazy.
do. He does. It's like, you need that. You really do. If you don't have someone that matches your crazy, what are you doing in your life? I say find someone who's definitely going to be able to embrace that and just kind of cheer you on.
Exactly. Laquita says, "Oh yes, got to find someone who has the buy-in and supports your vision." And so I think that is the big thing here. So let's talk about the big elephant in the room, Chanelle, because anyone who's read your books, and I want to say, if you guys have not read, she said yes to herself unapologetically. If you have not read Chanelle's contribution to the Empower Her Guide, she gets very personal. She gets very. I think the thing about you, you're so transparent, you're so authentic. Let's talk about how you get there, because I think for so many people, especially in the world we live in today, Chanelle, we people want to see, we kind of present this thing that doesn't always seem real, right? The highlight reel, as some people call it. How did you get to a place where you could reveal even the mess and share the message in that?
I want to say that uniquely, that's one of my superpowers. I want to say because I
Mhm,
think I'm at a space where I'm willing to look myself in the mirror and be my authentic self and show up as that person.
mhm,
I think it's important because sometimes you think people have it all together. People really viewed me as quote unquote strong. And she's taking this and she's met this challenge and she keeps going and everything seems as if nothing gets her down, but it's just not true. Sometimes you're just in those spaces where they're really dark places. And I think that it's amazing to be able to speak to people who are in that space and to let them know that, yes, you can come through this dark channel and
mhm.
that there is light on the other side of the tunnel. And so I was just really intentional about wanting to speak to those types of issues, those things where people don't have it all together, because I think that we've all gone through transitional periods where we've had to overcome some type of challenge.
Right. Such a great point. Ronnie is joining us as well. Ronnie Cyrus Jackson. Hello to you, Ronnie. Good to see you. She says, congratulations. You're amazing, Ronnie. Tracy O'Neill Horton. Good to be able to see you. We have everybody joining us on Facebook. Hello. I want to say, and I didn't mention this, we are simulcasting this on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter or X. I see you guys over there on X. You guys know now you guys can comment too. We can see it now if you guys comment. So feel free to be able to share your thoughts as well. Laquita says, so proud to have been the publisher on this #1 international bestseller. Let's talk about that. I'm gonna leave that comment up for a second because we didn't mention that part of this. Not only did you release this Empower Her Guide, but it is, as Laquita just reminded us all, it is an international bestseller. What was that feeling like for you? Because it is something you all worked very hard for. What was it like for you to not only to be a national bestseller, but an international bestseller as well?
What I want to say, Cyrus, it really took a lot of work from just the team. We had so many amazing contributing authors. Ronnie
Mhm.
Cyrus Jackson being one of those people. Also, Tracy Hester Glass. I don't want to name Chanelle Scott, Kate Thurman, Anita Newson, Lachelle Atkins, Dr. Audrey Ann Moses, Carolyn Coleman. So many amazing people. I hate to start calling off names and then not be able to say everyone's name, but
Right.
these women worked really hard. They were very transparent. They were very real with their stories. They were very intentional about sharing these stories with their audiences. People just really kind of gravitated toward these stories and found so much value. And I really want to thank our international partners, which is I Am Magazine. They shared it with
Yes.
their base.
Mhm.
Yadira is over in Belgium. She was on the horn and whistle and talking there. We also had another international best author who was Angela Wyafe, and she shared it with her audience over in London. So we had so much support. People were really standing behind the stories. They were moved by the stories, and so I think that that's really what really helped us to catapult into that type of success with the book.
Love that. Anita says hello as well. Anita's joining us there. She says you are awesome, Chanelle. And that's the other thing. I mean, you have of course been able to rally these individuals, support them, and they've been able to support you in the project as well. I want to go back to your story that you mentioned. I want to say for those who are just coming in, time is already getting away from us. You're watching Cyrus Webb Presents here on Amazon Live. We're excited to welcome Chanelle Coleman back to our broadcast. She said yes to herself, unapologetically empower her guide is the newest release with Chanelle. But of course, as I mentioned on the Amazon side, you guys will see there, she said yes to herself unapologetically. You guys can be able to get that, as well as Naked and Not Ashamed. You all can get that over there for 99 cents. And I should mention too, the Kindle edition of She Said Yes to Herself unapologetically is available for 99 cents as well. You guys can take advantage of that as well as for this book too. So all the Kindles versions you guys can get for 99 cents. So make sure you guys stock up on those, especially now that you guys can get points for your Kindle books. So keep that in mind toward free books. So take advantage of that. So I want to talk about what you mentioned in your story, because I went back and read it as I was prepping for this segment with you, Chanelle. And that one thing you talk about is the Phoenix. And I think it's such a great thing for us to talk about as we kind of think about the end of this year and how many people have felt like, just everything around them has kind of crumbled. What has it been like for you to think about how you can still rise? I mean, you kind of give a rallying call in the book to get up. What has that been like for you to let people know it's not over, no matter how difficult things may have been?
That's a really good question, Cyrus. I want to say, my faith and God has just been something that's really been anchor for me. There's some people who've dealt with, challenges with feeling like, suicide and things of that nature. And it's something that I've struggled with, throughout my life. I've made I've made a lot of attempts. Thank God that they were all unsuccessful. And sometimes you feel like you're over a certain phase in your life until you're met with certain types of challenges that really kind of bring those feelings back on. I was in a very dark space. I just lost my daughter. She had died unexpectedly. And I really felt like just giving it all up and just checking out. And, I can't explain what it's like unless you're there in that space where you can't see any light, where you feel as if you'll be better off, your family and friends and those who know you will be better off with you not here. And you're giving yourself reasons on why you can check out. You're giving yourself permission. And it was just like I was cutting myself from everything. And I wasn't saying anything. I wasn't verbalizing anything. But my daughter just kind of instinctively could understand where I was in that space. And I really believe that God utilized her at that time. And she's just kind of, holding on to me. And I'm crying and I'm moaning. And none of the words that I'm saying are really decipherable. And she's, just trying to tell me, Mama, we need you. We need you too. And it was like her words snatched me off of the cliff that I was on. And so what I really wanted this to be is a space that calls people out of that darkness, because so many times we get caught up in the darkness that we can't see the light. And so I wanted the book to be a call to women to be able to come out of those dark spaces, to recognize that there is, light at the end of the tunnel. Just like that Phoenix who seems to crash and burn, it is through this destruction that it is rebuilt, and it is kind of like immortalized in this blaze of fire. And now it's more brilliant than it ever was. And so sometimes, there are so many things that can happen out of coming out of those troublesome times.
Yeah. A good friend of mine, he passed away a few years ago, Abraham McDonald. He had a great song he wrote called "Better Is Coming," and I think about that sometimes. And last time I saw him in person, I was doing some filming in Los Angeles, and he died unexpectedly. Had a heart attack after performance he had done. Has remarkable but short career. He was on Oprah. You probably remember him. I won the karaoke challenge with Oprah singing Luther Vandross. And so I died unexpectedly, had a heart attack. And when I sat down with him, he was talking about that's what kept him going. What is your message then for others? And I appreciate you sharing a bit of your story there, Chanelle. What is your message when it comes to others when they feel like all hope is gone? What do you want them to know about what they can come out of?
I like that question, Cyrus. And again, so sorry for your loss. What I would say is, for me, my faith is just anchored in Christ. I had to really just focus and try Christ. And I want to say to people who have tried everything that they've tried and nothing seems as if it can, pick them up or take them out of this dark moment. Then I would just tell them to try Christ. It's what helped me. If it wasn't, if God didn't utilize my daughter to speak to me at that moment, if I did not have a network of people who were, praying for me, it was a moment where I couldn't pray for myself, and I needed the prayers of others to really kind of, galvanize and just to kind of help to shield me during that time. I couldn't say if I didn't have those things, if I would be here.
Yeah, such a great thing and such a great reminder for all of us. I also want to talk to you about this, because I think a lot of times we beat ourselves up too much, right? I mean, I think it's great for us to analyze. I analyze, myself from day to day. But I think so many times when we start comparing ourselves to other people, that this person things going to be working out with them, or we start off the same place and now they're there. Why aren't things working for me? What do you normally say to people about timing? Because the cliche is so true in my mind. Timing is everything. Everything happens in its time. The Bible even says that God makes things happen in its time. How has that helped you, and how has that helped you also to help other people to know that things may not happen sometimes when we want it to, but if we don't give up, that it can happen for us?
Cyrus, again, like I said, I love the question. And yes, it does sound cliche, but it's really true. Timing is everything, and to everything, there is a time that is, destined for it. When it's time, you can't get a tree to sprout and start, having leaves before it's time. And, you can't cause a flower, although it seems frail as it is, you can't make it open up before it's time. And so I feel like there is so many life lessons that you learn in the wait. So many times I'm like that person. I want the thing and I want it right now. I want to receive it right now. But
Right.
there are so many valuable lessons that you learn in your waiting time. I think if God allowed us to get things instantaneously, we would all of a sudden just kind of lose the value of it. We wouldn't really recognize it and treat it the way that it needs to be treated because it was just handed to us. I think that there are so many valuable insights, lessons, things that you learn about yourself and others, your environment. You treat it with much more respect when you have to wait with patience for it. So I think that there is something amazing in the wait. So I would tell people just to continue to wait. There are so many blessings, so many unforeseen or unknown wonderful happenstances that are going to happen to them if they continue to wait.
Love that. Again, everyone, Chanelle Coleman has been our guest. Chanelle, I can't let you go without asking you about what's to come. We're at the end of another year, 2023. What are you looking forward to when it comes to 2024?
Cyrus, well, first of all, I have an amazing publicist. Let me just tell you about him. His name is Cyrus Webb. And so I'm just excited about the connections that I've made through him. If you guys, if he still has room, I'm going to say please book him because it's going to be going by fast. And I'm excited about the things that I have coming in 2024. Definitely going to be doing some more anthologies, definitely going to be doing some more summits. I'm expecting to do some things that I haven't done before. I plan on doing some connections with Kate Thurman. We're talking about doing a women's expo, and it's a lot of things coming down the pike. So I'm really excited about everything that 2024 is going to hold.
Love that. Love that. I want to read what Laquita says. Laquita says, yes, we tend to compare ourselves to others when they are oftentimes showing us a fairy tale that is them. Being who you are is the true value. I think that is so true.
Yes.
And I think recognizing that all of us have value too. It's not just for a few people. All of us have something. There's gifts in men in all of us. And I love that. And I love what you said. I appreciate the kind words. Chanelle, it's been great being able to continue to spotlight you. And we're going to be doing more of that going into 2024. So what advice would you give to our audience as we're wrapping up here? What would you say to them about remembering kind of what we've talked about here, the importance of embracing where they are, but looking forward to what's to come?
I would definitely say for those of you who are just kind of thinking about 2024 and are we thinking about, ending the year and what we're taking with us into this new year, what I want to say is, you are enough right now where you are in this space. Celebrate the beauty of becoming. Don't rush this season. There are so many insights, so many connections and relationships that you're going to stand right now and that you're going to earn in the waiting time. And I want to say to you that also allow this next year to open yourself up to endless possibilities, because I know I am.
Love that. Love that. Tina Siemens is joining us from Texas. Hello to you, Tina. Tina says, embracing where we are. I think it's such a great message for all of us. Congratulations to you again, Chanelle. Again, everyone, Chanelle Coleman has been our guest. Make sure you guys get her book. She said yes to herself unapologetically. It's available in paperback and Kindle. Remember, all the Kindle editions are available for only 99 cents. Also, you can get the Empower Her guide here. She said yes to herself unapologetically. It's available as well in paperback as well as the Kindle edition. And her book, too, that I mentioned is available in Kindle, Naked and Not Ashamed. You all can get it there as well. Chanelle, how can our audience stay connected with you?
Again, thank you, Cyrus, so much for the platform. I truly appreciate the opportunity to connect, and thank you so much for the time spent with you. I've definitely enjoyed it. People can connect with me by going to www.shesaidyes2herself.com. They can find me on Facebook, Chanelle Coleman Wesley. I'm on email, shesaidyes2herself.com. I'm pretty easy to find.
All right, Chanelle, congratulations to you again. Appreciate the opportunity to be able to be with you. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Cyrus Webb Presents. I want to say thank you to all of you for the support this year. We have more of At Home with Cyrus Webb coming, but actually, Chanelle was our last official conversation here on Amazon Live as far as Cyrus Webb Presents goes. So I want to thank you guys for another great year. Thank you guys for being with us. A lot of great things coming up. We have other shows, of course, as I mentioned, coming up on Amazon as we're wrapping up this year. But for our interview series, definitely it's been a pleasure being able to be with you guys, and I appreciate all the support. If you guys are not doing so, make sure you guys do give us a follow. You can see the follow button either here in this corner or down below. Again, make sure you guys pick up Chanelle's books as well. You'll see those in the carousel. Until next time, I'm Cyrus Webb, and thank you so much for supporting Cyrus Webb Presents, and we will talk to you all again soon. Take care.